What is unity? How would you define it? And do you believe it exists on the campus of USF?
If I had to say, I'd say yes, unity does exist on the USF campus. And I say that because when you compare us to other schools like UCF, UM, and FSU, you see that we have a much more coherent connection. We have school spirit, we're all about each other, we have a far more diverse population where the other three schools are more like isolated in different groups and stuff and other situations like that. So if I had to compare ourselves, we are definitely a cohesive group.
Thank you. What is unity? How would you define it? And do you believe it exists on the campus of USF?
Okay. Well, when I think about unity, the main thing I think about is togetherness and cooperation and like a cohesive unit. And I do think that you see a lot of aspects of that here at the USF campus. As far as all the different multicultural organizations that are present here, I feel like there is a lot of dedication and unity amongst those organizations.
And do you believe it exists on the campus?
Yes, I do believe it exists here at USF on campus.
Okay. Thank you for joining us again. We have Nehemiah, a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Nehemiah, do you believe that on the campus of USF, when it comes to Black organizations, both Greek and non-Greek, are there stereotypical views on different organizations on campus?
To be honest, there are many different stereotypes that people classify fraternities when even mentioning their names. I mean, especially coming from the outside. I mean, for some odd reason, like one of the stereotypes is like, for some odd reason, they believe like both sorority and fraternity, that they believe that you are worshiping the devil. I have no idea where they get that concept from, because each organization, I mean, they take my fraternity for example. They told us that you have to believe in something. They put value on God, going to church, God. There's no devil in there whatsoever. It's just some people, I guess they see that, I guess because we have a hymn or a prayer or something like that, or we idolize figures, that we're putting those figures above God and Jesus. Okay. Now, which is totally wrong. And another thing that people stereotypes is that we party a lot, we drink, we disrespect women, we go out and just have sex all all crazy like and stuff. That's not true. But on another point, I mean, there are individuals who actually break those boundaries. Okay. They actually they actually find favor and actually disrespect women, having sex with lots of girls. I mean, yeah, each organization, we throw events, parties and stuff like that, but that's not all we do. People only look at that because they don't want to look at anything else that we do that's positive. Now, like I said, how they go around disrespect women. There are different guys who do that. I mean, to me, honestly, I feel like if this is how I told a friend, if you didn't have anything coming in that organization, you're gonna try and find something before coming out. Now, if you didn't come in there with a straightforward head and no goals in mind, you're gonna try and get out of that being in that organization as much as possible. Now, there's some guys who now really want nothing. Mm-hmm. Now they got that status, they're gonna try and use that status to get what they want. And those are the negative things that lots of guys try to do. I mean, if you need letters to get a female or some sex, you slipping.
All right.
I'm slipping.
Great answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I give a shout out to all my bros, my LBs. A5.
Hi, Jasmine. Thank you for joining us today. The question we're going to ask you when it comes to Black organizations on campus, both Greek and non-Greek, do you believe that there are stereotypes that do exist?
Yes, I do believe that there are stereotypes, but just like anything in life, there's always going to be a critical view of everything. However, I do feel like there is a solution, as in working together and fighting against those stereotypes. For example, if you know there's a stereotype about an organization or something, just try to break it, and fight against it and don't prove it right. But yes, I do believe that there are stereotypical views of Black organizations.
Okay. With that said, do you believe that Greek and non-Greek unity is possible on campus?
Yes, I do believe that it is possible by collaborating on events and community service. Just, to better your organization as well as the community, it's always better to have to have a group more so than just one person working at it. So.
That's a good answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Shout out to the Kappa Iota chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Ooh.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
How you doing, Carmen?
Thank you for coming out and speaking with us today.
Alrighty.
As a member of Phi Beta Sigma, we wanted to know, is there such thing as a friendly competition? And if so, what is the need for friendly competition?
I believe that there is such thing as friendly competition.
Okay.
A need for it? I think a lot of people will say there's a need, like people that's actually participating in it, because it breeds. I feel like competition breeds excellence. You know, you like sometimes you compete against somebody and you also want to do better than them.
Absolutely.
And for everybody else, that means better programs, better events, better what have you, because people are trying to produce more and try to do more quality things.
Is competition friendly on USF's campus?
For the most part, yeah. But then it gets sometimes it might not always look that way, because everybody might also see the negative things. But for the most part, I think it's pretty friendly.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Just Sigma, you already know. Blue Phi, you know. Come on. I'm out.
Well, all right.
Thanks, guys.
Hi. What is something that you think Black organizations are lacking, and what would you consider?
I personally think that Black orgs are lacking in working alongside other organizations on campus, as far as maybe Pan-Hellenic and UGC. I think if they work together, instead of staying within the Divine Nine, they can learn so much more about other people and bring that back to the organization and bring a part of them to others as well. With that, it creates a sense of community within USF that we're trying to all achieve together. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Trent. We have Trent. He's a member of Phi Beta Sigma. I wanted to ask you, when it comes to Black organizations on campus, both Greek and non-Greek, what do you feel like we're lacking as a whole?
I feel we're just lacking unity as a whole. I go out, I look at other campuses, and I just see the enthusiasm and the passion, and I wish we can bring that here to this campus. It really means a lot if we can have that.
Okay, when you say unity, do you mean by like knowing each other's history, doing events together?
All of that, whether it's going out supporting an event, knowing somebody's history, not for the whole extent, but just knowing just the basics, because you never know, somebody might approach you with a question about somebody else that they're not too confident to approach that organization, and it'll be good to know, and it really does show unity when you know a little bit about somebody else's history.
Okay, one more question. I see that we do lack a little unity on campus. How important do you think it is for Black organizations to have unity?
Oh, it's very much important, because back in slavery times, back in civil rights era, we had that, and we moved strong, and we need to go back to it as young Black people in college. We really need to strive and keep this going, because we're all we have.
That's a good answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Shout out to the 15 CBAs, fall 2010, my DP, my ADP, and all my bros. Blue Phi.
All right, thank you for joining us, Erin. We have Erin. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I know me and you, we were both in BSU together. Do you feel like when it comes to Black organizations, both Greek and non-Greek, do you feel like there's a lack of respect on the campus of USF?
Not as far as I've been involved. Every time I go somewhere, I always see the same people from different organizations coming out and supporting each other. So it's not like if you go to one, only people from, like, if we have an event, only Alphas will show up. No. Right. So it's like a good mix, I think. So if you do respect somebody, then come out and support them. So I think.
For joining us, Erin. Thank you for your opinion.
You're very welcome. And I'd like to say hello to the lovely ladies of the Zeta Upsilon chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated at the University of South Florida.
I personally feel when it comes to unity and respect on the campus of USF in regards to Black organizations, I feel like there's a lack and there is a disrespect, because I can't tell you how many times that I can see one organization out there doing their thing and then you got some haters, oh, but they ain't this, they not this, My thing is, their pride in your organization is beautiful. It is beautiful. You can rep your organization all day, every day, but why do you have to diss anybody else? So you can feel like you're superior to everybody else, but you don't have to say it, because less than 30% of our population at USF is Black, and even a smaller percent are involved in organizations that are positive. So instead of us all joining together and respecting each other and showing to white people that we can work together in unity, why do we have to disrespect each other? That's just my opinion.
So Nehemiah, through everything we've discussed, I guess the last question to ask is, do you think there is an opportunity for black unity amongst organizations on the USF campus? And why or why not?
To be honest, I would have to say no. I don't really think that that there is going to be unity, and the reason why is I've seen organizations fight and beef over stupid things. I mean, here we have grown men in college trying to get a degree, but yet you fight over something simple as, he cut into, in my stroll, or he said something, well, something stupid. I mean, I don't really think there's going to be unity at all. I mean, until I see one day that certain organizations that have, beef with other organizations get together and do something off of campus, then that's when I believe that's going to happen. But till this day, no.
Do you think it's just a Greek thing, or is it everybody?
I don't think it's the organization. I believe it's individuals. And those individuals spill that bad blood. It's almost like a virus that spreads within that organization. And there's a lot of individuals who have egos. And I'm not gonna let those egos go. And that's how it is. There's organizations that have, I'm not gonna name any, but there's organizations that have beef with other organizations. It's where it is.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Trent, I have to ask you, how do you think we can solve this unity issue? Like, how can we bring everybody together, respect, the whole nine?
Well, unity is possible. I've seen it at different campuses. Like, I've seen it up at Albany State. Like, what you think what wouldn't happen here, they do there, and they're cool with it. Like, the whole, hey, we're gonna make fun. It's totally cool because they're so tight and so close and so bonded that any organization really just they feel comfortable around each other. And if it's possible there, why isn't it possible here? People just put your pride away, put your pride aside. They need to realize we're here for the betterment of our black people, our black men, our black women. That's what fraternities and sororities and any organization back in the day was based upon. When we didn't have it, that's what we had. So that's what we need to continue.
Good, that's a great answer. Thank you.
How you doing? I'm sitting here with
Jade Hughes, first anti-bacillus of Gamma Phi Delta Sorority Incorporated.
and my man.
And I'm Terrence Manuel, president of Progressive Black Men Incorporated.
Now, we all sitting here, we doing this event and everything, so I have the question for both of y'all. I'm going to go left to right. And the question is, do you feel that there are any solutions for all of this ununity between black organizations on the USF campus?
Basically, I feel there can be a solution, but it would have to take starting with people from an individual point instead of as a whole, because there are some people who I would not say, or maybe organizations or non-organizations, where it starts from the individual side, where some people are ignorant. I'm gonna just be honest. But I think if it comes starting with the individual self, then we can come together as a whole with having a solution.
Brother President?
I definitely think there is a solution. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. And kind of like what Jay said, it's going to have to be done on an individual basis. Because I know a lot of times people have beef amongst themselves individually, and they'll bring that back to their organization, and that starts something off that they forget where it originated from. So I think as soon as they deal with that, then there could be a possible solution.
Shout out to the elegant Ada chapter of Gamma Phi Delta Sorority Incorporated.